Welcome to the show. I'm Grebog, and we're here with
It's pretty
Nikodas.
far out there.
Yeah, far out there. We probably should introduce the show. I always forget stuff like that. Like, this is the Fleet Action Report. We're on episode 5. This time we're going to focus on starting out. You know, a good
We
intro.
are indeed. And we have a guest with us for the first time tonight. This is a new player to the game. Currently, her highest level character is level 10. She goes by the name in-game of Coco. Hello, Coco.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good.
So you're new to the game, right?
Kinda, sorta.
And you're going to be running a few missions with us today.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it. We'll have a few questions for you as well.
Okay.
Sorry for the echo, guys. I was messing with my mic a little bit. Hopefully we'll keep that fixed as we go forward. So we said our hellos. Just a brief update. This week has seen my family be infected with the COVID-19 going around. I currently have 6 family members who have tested positive. One of them was hospitalized last night. So if anybody watching is the praying type, I would ask you to send up some prayers. Other than that, life has been good. How about you, Grebog?
So far my family has been all right. And I guess fortunate that they haven't been infected yet. My wife decided to have a panic attack when I had a fever Sunday night, or maybe it was Sunday morning. I woke up and told her I thought I had a fever, and she then had a panic attack because she was worried I had COVID. But I really think it was just sinus infections because, well, one, I don't know that COVID just gets out of your system in 24 hours. So.
Typically not, but I'm glad it wasn't, man. I'm glad you're happy and healthy. This week in STO, we saw the launch of the newest Ryzian summer event. They have several new rewards, including outfits, non-combat oriented devices, and a new ship called the Ryzian Weather Control Vessel, which is a Tier 6 science vessel. And I'll tell you what, when I first saw the design, I thought it was the ugliest thing out there. But the more I have looked at it, the more it's kind of growing on me. If anyone is familiar with 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, seeing this weather control vessel makes me think of the Nautilus. And I think when I get the ship, that's probably what I'm going to name it.
I could see that a little bit. It also reminds me of kind of like the ships from the Matrix system, because it has those panels that are pushing on the sides, much like they had the repulsor type panel. Like they had more like the circles that had the repulsor, but they would put 3 or 4 of them on a panel type thing, and so
yeah, I see what you're talking about. I can see the comparison there. All right, well, moving right along, our primary target today is going to be basically starting out. We're going to go through some of the mission selection screens, show you guys how you would go about selecting missions, how you would go about gaining experience. We'll talk about a little bit about levels versus ranks. And like I said, Coco is here with us, and she's going to be helping us out a little bit throughout some of this process. Before we get too started, though, I do have a question for Coco.
Yeah, what?
Being a new player to the game, is there anything in particular that you have really, really liked so far?
Oh, that's easy. My favorite part of the game is creating the character.
That does not surprise me. As we highlighted a couple episodes ago, the character creator is pretty robust.
got
I
a lot of
believe
options.
you played around I believe you played around with the alien creator, not for the character you currently have on screen, but for another character. Is that right, Coco?
Yeah, it's meant to look like a cat, but I didn't get the tail.
Yeah, they don't have any tails in that alien creator yet. Might be something they need to work on. Could be fun to have some lizard tail options in there.
Yeah.
All right. So moving right along here, I believe Grebog has his screen up as the primary here.
Right now, yes.
So we'll all do this together. So up on the mini-map, you have all kinds of options surrounding your mini-map here. If you mouse over, it's going to tell you what each one does. We're going to start with the bottom left here, which is Open Mission Journal.
Bottom left. Oh, the mini map. I'm looking at the big map.
Mini-map.
It's been a while.
Wait, where?
Up on the top right, typically, is your mini map. And then on the bottom left, above the C store, or Zen store, you have the Open Mission Journal.
Oh, there it is.
Once you're in that menu, you'll see several tabs across the top and then 3 big windows. We're going to start with the window on the left titled Episodes. We're going to go to the More button at the bottom of that.
Again, I'm confused.
On the left side of the screen here, you'll see a list of all the different storyline missions. They are grouped in categories that tell an enclosed story, and then usually the last mission in that story will send you to the first mission of the next story. We're going to start with the Klingon War, and the mission that Coco is on is called Researcher Rescue. So that's the one we're going to pick. For Grebog and I, it will probably be a replay button. For Coco, she would see a hail button over there in that same spot. So it would be this button right here that says replay.
Starfleet has lost contact with the Federation science station.
As you click on it,
all communications from
go ahead.
I was like, Klingon War, I see the Klingon Civil War, but that's not what we're talking about here.
It should be the third one down. There should be Engineered for War, Gamma Quadrant, and then the Klingon War. Should be your third menu on the left, Grebog.
I have Romulan Mystery as third.
Oh, looks like you skipped.
I don't see the Klingon War in here.
Well, let me pick this mission up,
Starfleet has lost
and I'll see if I can share that with you. Again, you go to the menus, we'll go to In Progress, Researcher Rescue, and Share. It says you do not meet the requirements for that mission, Grebog. You might have to switch characters.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Wonder what... Is it because I'm a special Dominion man? Not...
It shouldn't be, because I am as well, unless you haven't played the mission to where you picked your side yet. Or maybe if you picked the Klingon side of things.
I couldn't be here if I picked the Klingon side of things. I couldn't be in the fleet if I picked the Klingon side of things.
Touche. I don't know why it's not there. We'll have to look into that later. You may want to swap characters real quick so you can run this with us.
Let's see. I have another guy that I also would like to get the... Where is he?
Coco, did that share for you? So were you able to pick that mission up?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, I'm going to run through this while we're waiting on Grebog here to close out my window. Button on the bottom left here is your Open Mission Journal. You're going to go to your Episodes, the More button at the bottom. All your possible missions are here on the left. We're going to go to the Klingon Civil War and down to Researcher Rescue, third mission down. Now, how I shared that with her, it's something you can always do with missions, or in most cases anyway. Obviously not always, because I wasn't able to share with Grebog.
Klingon Civil War. So which one are we doing here?
Researcher Rescue. If you go to the tab that says In Progress, it gives you a short overview of the mission on the right here, and then down at the bottom you have a drop, share, make primary, and hide button.
Apparently, Apparently, that was exactly where I was.
Good. That makes it easy.
Apparently, I have too many duty officers and it's yelling at me.
We can beam up to our ships then.
Wait, what?
Beam up to a ship. I'm dumping white common duty officers quick. You know, it's called fleet. Okay.
Oh, you wrote through that.
Well, no, okay, I was more doing it because it kept giving me the overflow bag, and I didn't think that was something I wanted to do. Are you in Sol or Beta Quadrant?
I'm at Sol at the moment, but I'm going to go ahead and transwarp to the Beta Quadrant.
Well, then I'll just go straight to the Beta. I may not have completed all of the initial story on the other guy, would be my guess.
Is this one also another engineer?
No, this one is my, he is a tactical. With a bag full of crap that I need to probably, yeah. Fix. I've got plenty of, you know, Ketracel white, so if you need some.
I have more than enough, thank you, though.
You know,
all right. So before we start this mission, we need to match levels with Lizzie. I'll set her as the squad leader, and then the button just to the upper left of her character picture would be the button we want.
And it looks like you two are already at said system, so. I believe.
Okay, wait. We're waiting on Grebog there, Lizzie. So you entered the system, that's fine, but hold off.
Matching is.
Got it.
I could have also, let's see, picked the mission and clicked the fast travel.
You're fairly close. 9 light years, 8 light years. Kind of like ticking seconds down, isn't it?
Pretty much. Until I rubber band a little bit. And then, you know. So, researcher rescue. Here we go.
When you warp in, you get a initial contact. Sometimes this is random people. Sometimes it's admirals. Sometimes it's your own crew member. This time it's a crew member. Go ahead and click that shields up button and get this started. You guys ready?
Sure.
Yes.
Let's take him out.
You're going to watch me blow up. A lot.
I hope not.
See, I'll just let you go in first. Take all the heat.
Oh, was that a fight? I'm sorry.
This guy is not well geared.
Looks like we're beaming down to the station. I'll bring Julian Bashir with me so we have a healer and should be good to go.
I will be myself.
Nice.
Hit that accept button there, Lizzie. Or
Keep
Coco.
calling me.
Sorry. I'm going with your character name rather than your at name.
Just
All
like
right, here
I
we are.
do in D&D games. I call people by their character names.
Coming with you, Captain.
Okay, so this should be a fun little mission. This space station is under attack. We've got to get some fire suppression systems here, and we're going to put out some fires. We're playing firefighter today.
Cool.
Don't stand in the fire, though.
Okay. And then, wait a minute.
Did I pick up... Did we all get the fire suppression thing, or...
You don't get an item anymore. I don't know how long it's been since you've ran this, Grebog. You don't really get an item anymore. It's just you get a prompt when you approach the fire.
That's interesting.
Yeah, this mission in its original incarnation, you picked up an item that you had to put in your inventory, and then you could carry that with you. Oddly enough, that item was usable on any fire in the game that you ran into. It was kind of a neat thing.
Yeah, that's why
I can extinguish fire. Cool. I can extinguish the fire.
Oh, I think we missed... Did somebody get that scientist back here? I ran past him.
Scientists, who needs them?
Well, it is called Researcher Rescue.
I know.
Are the Gorn's attempt to reclaim their identity through their history.
Coco, if you want to do, the mini games for the points or what the crafting materials, take them.
All right, big room on fire. As my character is throwing knives at people.
That's dangerous.
Well, it's either that or I bring out my Boolean cannon.
Oh, cool.
The Boolean cannon is a Lobi crystal purchase for those who are interested. I believe it costs 200 Lobi. It is widely considered one of the most powerful weapons in the game for ground combat. Go ahead and split up, guys, and put out these fires.
Got it.
Don't forget the scientists.
There's a accolade if we manage to put all these fires out, so do not beam up yet. See if we can get Coco the accolade here.
It's already telling him to beam up.
Yeah, hang on.
Just ignore it and keep going. Like, whenever you walk up to a fire, the second option should always be, like, put out a fire.
Cool.
And I believe that is all of them, unless we missed one.
You didn't let me get any. What you laughing about?
He's just
All right, guys.
too anxious.
Too excited. Sorry. Go ahead and beam up, guys. I think we got all the fires.
Involved in a deal.
Cool.
And viewers, thank you for watching and tuning in. Right now we're, running a couple missions, doing some of the starter stuff. If you have questions for us, feel free to ask.
Well, I did promise there would be explosions in this episode.
Them big booms.
If you notice, the red alert sound is different for me since I am not in a Federation ship. Or I should say a standard Federation ship.
We're beaming down again here.
Do we want me to grab... Oh, I don't know who I have.
I'll go ahead and take it so I can bring my healer along.
Okay. I don't play this guy enough to know what I have.
I've been trying to work on his reputation, so I've been playing him a lot recently.
Take that! Boom!
That's not as big as the boomer I wanted, but oh well.
As the Gorn start yelling at us.
Going off the beaten path here?
I'm just following the arrows. I do think I went the roundabout way, though. So, interesting tidbit for you here. In the Delta Quadrant, the USS Voyager ran into a species called the Voth. The Voth are a highly advanced species related to the dinosaurs of Earth. They widely believe that reptilian species are the only species worthy of existence. And they certainly don't believe that humans are also from Earth, believing that they are the only intelligent species to come from Earth. In STO, however, the Voth have an alliance with some other reptoid species, mainly the Turai, which is another Delta Quadrant species. But it does make me curious what the Voth would think of the Gorn if they ever ran into them.
Those that were watching, I got a tribble, and the reason I immediately got it out of my bag and put it into one of the empty slots on a character that I'm not even running, like one of my officers, is, well, if I don't, it will eat all the food in my bag. Oh, invisible wall.
And breed.
And then I would have a bag full of tribbles and not any food.
That wouldn't be good.
Because just like tribbles, they eat everything.
There is a mini game in STO. It's not as popular as it once was, but where you can breed tribbles with certain foods to get special types of tribbles.
I actually was doing a lot of that at one point.
Oh no, my cat.
Okay, so just something fun. This is a boss fight that we're coming into, and for this boss fight, I'm going to go ahead and use the Red Angel suit, which was a reward from the previous event.
Lucky. I didn't get it.
That was fun.
I remember
Looks like
the
we're beating up again.
first time I did this mission, I died. A lot.
Used to be a lot harder than what it is now.
Yeah. That Gorn guy used to wreck.
All right, go ahead and beam up, guys.
My naughty cat walked up. What? Oh. My naughty cat walked on my laptop.
Did she mess anything up?
I don't know.
All right. Let's do this other fight here.
Is it bad that I forget how to attack?
Should be the buttons on your mouse.
Oh. So confused.
And that was that.
To turn in, okay, so when you're done with the mission, you turn in the mission by coming over here to your mission log, and usually it's a Hail, Starfleet, or KDF to report. You can double click on that, and you'll talk to the mission person you're turning it into. In this case, it's Admiral Jorel Quinn. You go through and you can pick your rewards that you like. There's some that are automatic, like the fire suppression device. And then there's some you get to select, like the phaser beams down here. And then you'll get your rewards, including experience points, expertise, and specialization experience if you're max level. And that works for any mission you may select from the mission log. Once again, bottom left of the minimap, episodes, more, there's your whole list. You can hail, the button will say hail if it's a mission you have not completed yet. It will say replay if it is a mission you have done previously but wish to do again. And then it'll pop over here in your mission log, and then you'll have a little button here that will either transwarp or let you auto navigate to that location. All right, so I'm going to close this out again. We are going to work on a different type of mission. So that was a story mission. Now we're going to run a patrol mission. Those are quick and easy. Once again, your mission log on the bottom left of your minimap. Then you're going to go over here to where it says PvE. Come up here to where it says patrols.
Wait, where?
So on the overview, that's where he's talking the PvE. There is another button that is right next to, well, like in between your duty officers and your fleet, there is a button that also will immediately take you to the task force operations stuff.
And then you'll have that same option there at the top to go to patrols. Patrols are quick and easy, so we're going to run one of these first. There are 3 different options here: Beta Quadrant, Delta Quadrant, and the Klingon Civil War, or you can just go all patrols. I do believe that only the team leader can launch a patrol, but it should launch the whole team. So we're going to go take on the Kazon. We're going to do this wanted Argala system. Launch button is here on the right. And I was wrong. That did not launch the whole team.
Yeah, that didn't launch anybody. You said wanted Argala system. So if I click launch as well.
Hang on a second. Were you in a social zone?
I was in sector space.
You're still in the cast.
If she also hits it, she should join in the same one we're in, it looks like.
Oh, did it put you in there?
Yeah. Did you just leave?
Hang on, I'll get back in. First time I've done this in a group. Confusing stuff.
Well, the Kazon are now at the door.
You guys can tell how confused, how most of the time confused I am.
Hey, you're new. We were all there.
Oh, really? There goes my naughty cat again.
All right. Go ahead and join in that fight there.
Okay. You guys are leaving nothing for me. Oh, and there's a big boom.
They were at the door. It was either I shoot them or I stand there and get shot.
Okay. Wait, there's more.
So, I am unable to join. It put me on a 30-minute cooldown for that particular patrol.
For leaving?
Yep. Yep, my bad for leaving.
We will be able to take care of this probably in short order. So
it's a relatively quick one. So you guys go ahead and blow up those. What I say, Kazon. Yes, the Kazon from the Delta Quadrant. I always so in Voyager, that's the first group of enemies that they run into. They're primarily the bad guys for the first 2 seasons. They may show up a couple times in the third season, but primarily they're the bad guys of the first two. They have a certain resemblance to Klingons, but they're not as honorable as Klingons, and their ships are not nearly as powerful. With a simple exploration science vessel like Voyager being able to give them a run for their money. I always thought it would be interesting to see what would happen if the Kazon were to run into, say, a Klingon or a Dominion ship. There is an episode with Seven of Nine where she mentions that the Borg do not consider the Kazon to be worthy of assimilation. So obviously they've ran into the Borg a few times. But I kind of think that their little encounter would have been way different if it had not been with a lightly armed science vessel. And the Klingons certainly would have just blown the Klingons out of the sky and been done with it. Darn those Starfleet morals.
Darn Starfleet. So those watching, I fly this ship much different than I fly a lot of my cruisers. This is more of an escort style. I have pretty much all my weapons fore and very little aft. So I go in slow, blowing things up, and then if I get too close, I will use my typically the evasive maneuvers to speed out and do a 180.
Still prefer those cruisers, though, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. You know. But, so I do more of a strafing run style with this ship setup. The goal is I blow them up before I even get close.
Figured I'd pipe up in chat here since I'm not currently in the action. If anybody has any questions and concerns, comments, now would be the time to speak up, or now would be a good time to speak up.
If you play the game, let us know what your favorite ship type is. Or your favorite ship, like, you know, that they have in the game. I'm always curious what people love to fly.
My favorite ship, I'm probably never going to get, but it's like the biggest ship in the game.
Oh, the Universe class that I showed you?
Yeah.
I will say the design of that Universe class has grown on me. That is a lockbox ship, and it is very difficult to get.
I like my Constitution that I've got on my other character. I had for the longest time, but was flying Dominion ships on that character because I was fortunate to, with the Lobby store and lockboxes, I had several of the Dominion, well, Jim Hadar's ships. Oh no, my inventory's full. Oh, right, so one of the ways to farm gear is doing patrols, actually. I know many people that will go into some of these kill patrols just to try to farm some gear. And you might get lucky. You might get something amazing.
Oh no, my naughty cat is after someone else.
Like most cats, she doesn't like being ignored. But you know what? In Star Trek, there have been a number of pets, including a cat, Spot, which was Data's cat, and apparently nobody else liked other than Data, or rather the cat didn't like anyone other than Data. And of course, Captain Archer had his dog Porthos. And several of the Klingons have had Targs as pets that you've seen on the bridge of their ships.
Targ.
Oh no, I see another naughty cat.
Did you guys finish that mission? Looks like you're talking to the Benthen guard there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my loot before I leave. Okay, depart system. Here we go. Because I don't have the bag space I have on the other character and whatnot, so you know. Maybe I do have I don't know. I don't have quite as much. Anyway, yes, we are out.
So for our last little mission we're going to run, and I'm going to try really hard not to screw this one up. Same button to open up that mission journal, or you can go down here to the bottom and open up your PvE TFOs. TFOs are 5-person team-up missions, similar to dungeons and many other MMOs. The original plan here was for us to run the Crystalline Catastrophe. Unfortunately, Coco is not able to run that right at the moment, so we're going to find another one here.
You want me to help look?
I think we're just going to do the Battle of the Binary Stars, unless you guys have an issue with that.
Let's see, Binary Star. Oh, I was like, I know what that was in the show. I wonder if...
Yeah, it's kind of a time travel thing. Although I'm looking to see if there's anything else that's interesting.
Doesn't look like we have a whole lot of space. I mean, Defensive Starbase 1. A Federation
the Pavo
fleet.
Missions we've got.
Federation fleet alert.
We've got a Vault mission down here we could run against the Tholians. Want to take on some Tholians, guys?
I don't care.
Sure, it's fine.
All right, I'm going to queue us up for the Vault Ensnared. So this is a queue system, unless you have 5 people in your party already. You can double-click it or just click this little box over here. And that pretty much popped us up in-stream. Everybody hit the accept button.
Cool.
So we're going to defend the vault. There's an earlier mission with the vault where you fly shuttlecraft actually inside the giant starbase there. Kind of a fun mission. But this time we're fighting outside the vault.
So we have someone in a Klingon ship. Are they actually a Klingon player?
It looks like Morrow over there in the IKS Pargus.
Yeah.
And we have Dentril over here in the USS Conrad as a battleship. But this should be a fairly well balanced thing. And here we go.
I'm following somebody. I don't know who it was. I guess I'm following Dentril. It is good to sometimes split up in teams of 2 to do some of these, so that way you can take out certain groups. You can also look on the map and it will show you the next spot to head towards. So there is another group ahead of Dentrol and I, and we look to be heading that way. They are in pretty much, I think, a circle around. What's going on?
You guys are so ahead of me, I can't even tell what you're attacking.
Don't forget to click that middle mouse button to go to full impulse. That'll help you get caught up with us.
And I'm using the green circle, the green arrow on the map to help me find the next point. And I'm talking the mini map there.
And now my naughty cat is licking my plate from dinner. I still love my cat though. She good girl.
Hopefully I can get out of this before it crushes me.
You can target the points there of the Tholian web to break it down.
Yeah, I know. But even if you don't get all the way out, sometimes I've still taken massive damage from, yeah.
I tend to use the point defense system. It targets those points pretty well. And the shuttlecraft there, if you guys saw the fuzziness on my screen, I had flown into the edge of this nebula here, which apparently disrupts sensors. Oh, I'm going to have to go back in.
If you're ever curious, they always have a separate little window here with the objectives highlighted and what you're working on. Dentrol Man seems to have a pretty powerful ship. So
that's the Gagarin class battle cruiser that he's flying.
I mean, we are, because like I'm doing some damage, but he is completely wrecking the groups.
That is a Zen store purchase for those people who are interested.
I really gotta pay attention. I'm flying away from you.
All right.
It looks like we've completed the stage 1.
So on the TFOs, each stage will progress whether you meet the goal or not, and a lot of them have even optional objectives. The more you complete, the more points or rewards you get at the end. Typically, the rewards will be in the form of reputation marks or fleet marks. So we'll see how this goes. That stage 1, it looks like we did pretty well.
We had 1:11 left when I was looking at the time earlier. So I'm gonna guess Dentrol knows where we're going next because he is flying in close. So I'm going to kind of move up with him.
Looks like all of you are pretty close together. On the Dominion ships, you have 2 support vessels that will follow you around. The button you just saw me click is linking those 2 fighters together, so they will do the same actions.
You can tell them to do different things if you so desire. So here we have a Tholian Vault Weaver inbound, which I'm going to assume we're going to have to blow it up. Big explosion.
That would be a dreadnought. That would be a dreadnought style ship. Very big, very powerful.
Boom, boom, boom.
Here, I'm in the heavy raider of the Vanguard, Jem'Hadar Vanguard ships. I'm going up.
And I'm going down. Not really, but I'm just going, like, heading down.
Or maybe I just don't need to. Nikodas is blowing them up just fine without me. I'm
gonna go after some of these Vault Weavers here.
Well, that's what I'm doing with this one. There's that one dead. Heading towards the next one. Okay. Take out some of these mesh weavers, and apparently there are widows everywhere too. Got a Vault Weaver below me. Looks like the upper
you guys
group.
Can help me?
Okay, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Too strong for me.
We're coming.
I got one at half damage, half health. So yeah.
Have a bunch of widows that are like keeping me in combat.
I have blown one up. Kaboom! That was deep voice.
We got one more Vault Weaver over here we need to get rid of.
Well, if these widows would leave me alone, I would be able to move faster.
It looks like Morrow's over there. I'll get these guys instead of them.
Vault Weaver up above.
I got one of them targeted.
I don't know that I've ever done this one before.
I have, although it's been a while.
I mean, if I have, I'm sure it's definitely been a while. Okay. You got the one that I saw. Let's see. Go, go, go. 2 more Vault Weavers down here.
We got to hold them off for less than 3 minutes here.
I need some help.
Let me find you. I gotcha.
Darn Nebula.
Owie, I took some heavy damage. I'll just get my engineer up on that.
I got my little support vessels healing you.
Or not. Okay, cool.
Love those guys.
Yeah, they're cool.
We got less than 2 minutes here. Make sure we're taking down those weavers. There's a vault weaver.
Two of them. Or there were two of them.
No.
60%? Who let that happen?
Not me.
I think we've missed one somewhere.
No, there's a bunch of them.
Oh, there's one over here.
There's a bunch of them
Oh,
up top.
I see 'em.
What we probably should do or should have done to be more efficient is have one group focus on top, one group focus on bottom.
That being said, I don't think they're going to get to 100% in 30 seconds.
No, but you know. Because essentially you could have one group that is focusing on the Vault Weavers on the top side and just going in circles, blowing them up.
Alright, I need some help again. It looks like all of them are attacking me.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh, cutscene.
The Tholian's web is collapsing. Excellent. The vault is secure, but we are not. Sensors show Tholian reinforcements approaching at high warp. Prepare for battle.
So we saved the vault, but we got one more big fight.
The mothership.
Oh no! We're supposed to destroy it. Maybe not destroy it, but weaken it.
So kind of a note back on the missions and how they're set up. They're kind of set up like seasons and story episodes. Like they call them episodes. But a good way to think about them is seasons and how different seasons have a different theme. And you're essentially continuing some of the story. Like a TV show, a little bit. Because Star Trek, they used to like to have different seasons. You have a different baddie. For those that don't know, while you're doing TFOs, typically the common practice, if you want the loot and whatnot, is to hit need, because people will just assume you're going to hit need. If you don't really care, then just hit greed, but you know.
And we got him.
Boom!
And as, of course,
big boom.
the Tholians ripped a hole in the space-time, and we have the Terran Empire invading through a rift.
Oh no!
You'll notice that we only have a few selections on what kind of marks you get this time, and that'll be up to you on what you want.
And different TFOs offer different mark rewards. Some of them are limited, like this one, and various ones will give you literally the selection of whatever you want. They also tend to do events involving TFOs throughout the year. Typically, when a TFO is selected as an event, they increase the rewards.
The crystalline entity one that we were hoping to do is one of the common ones that they do for one of the events. So definitely one worth trying to make sure you can do, because it's not that hard, honestly. And yeah, decent rewards typically.
It threw us out of party. That's also pretty typical after running a TFO, because it puts you in a party. So when you leave, it usually takes everybody back out of the party. Um, so that would be the various types of missions. There are PvP missions also. None of us are huge PvE players, but there are arenas that you can go into. This would set you and a small team against another equally small team. As you can see here, usually it's 5 versus 5, although there's a couple that's 10 versus 10. There's also some ground arenas and space arenas. So if you want to get out of your ship and do some ground combat, you can certainly do that. TFOs have the same thing with there being ground-based TFOs as well. I prefer the space ones. I tend to think they're easier, but if you're in for a challenge or just want something a little different, you can run around as your captain.
And if you want to do this, like, let's say you have a group of people that you want to specifically go up against, even in PvE, or, well, if you want to do a PvE mission only with you, you can click the private, and it will make sure to put just you and your people in there. And PvP, same. You could, I think you can set up, yeah, it looks like you can set the teams and everything, so you could, if you have 10 people or 20 people that want to do one of the 5v5s or 10v10s, you can set up your own group to go against each other.
A fleet I used to be in would do that occasionally as a fleet event. Just pit 5 versus 5 fleet members and just have a good time. Those tended to run pretty well, honestly. Not a lot of hurt feelings. A lot of the fleet mates, if a fleet mate was really struggling, getting blown up more than anybody else, typically they would sit down with them afterwards and say, hey, let's look at your build, let's see what we can do to help. It was actually really cool. And that's pretty much the extent of my experience with PvP, although there is a zone in the game. It's over by the Klingon homeworld where all players can go, and it's just an open PvP area. You fly in there and you're a target. That could be a lot of fun to do occasionally too. There's a small mission you can pick up. It rewards, I believe, dilithium for competing in that. I used to do it a lot as my Klingon character. Hit and run tactics on Klingons, especially in the Birds of Prey, are very easy because you have the battle cloak. The Romulan warbirds can do the same thing. So if you want to go in there and be stealthy, you can do that too. Coco, any last words? That sounds really bad. Any final comments before we close out for the night?
All right. Nothing really, but I'm going to say this because I want to. Please leave a like and subscribe if you're on YouTube and whatnot, and subscribe here, and follow them here. And if you're on YouTube, turn on notifications bell. Sorry, I'm used to watching YouTube, doing that all the time.
No need to apologize. Thanks for the plug. Very handy. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. I'm glad you decided to join us for this adventure. We'll have to bring you back for another show at a later time. Next week we are planning to talk about officers. These will be the guys that crew your ship. I'll give you a brief rundown here under your stations. So let me slow this down. You go to your character screen, go to the stations tab. This is where you set up who beams down to the planets with you and who sits in your bridge officer slots on your ship. But we're going to be going over that. We are also going to touch on the duty officer system, which is the button in the middle at the bottom of your mini-map, how to send them on missions, how to look at the roster, assign them to your active space and active ground slots. So a lot to go over next week. Should be fun, but we'll try to save some time so we can throw some more explosions out there for you. Thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you.
Any last words, Grebog?
As someone in general chat just asked and pointed out, someone else pointed out, was since we talked about patrols, if you look on the map, in the area map, you'll notice these little gold arrows next to systems. Those are to help denote some of the patrols. I don't believe that is all of the patrols, but I know there are other patrols because there's even a map out there that you can find that has you run through the Romulan area doing all the patrols there. But yeah, that was a quick thing that someone had pointed out in just the game chat. So yeah, game chat people are very helpful. So, but
For the most part.
for the most,
It can be a little like Baron's chat at times for those old WoW players. You know what Baron's chat is.
but yeah, I think that's all I had to add at the last second.
All right. Well, as usual, I will leave everybody with the words of the immortal Q, played by John Delancey at the end of the Next Generation episode, All Good Things. See you out there.
See you out there.
Live long and prosper.
You guys are great.